Are you on the ball? On the ball. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. What's she up to now? Day 782. 782 days in a row. Talked about my personal transition and journey from brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. And I'm going to tell you, I feel super duper grateful that I've been making this journey and making this transition, given everything that's going on in the world right now, right? The world is a crazy mess, but honestly, although I will admit that I wasn't prepared for the stuff that we would need to spend time indoors and at home and social distancing ourselves from one another, since I just made a big move and got rid of like all my stuff in my pantry and all those things, you know, cleaned out my freezer, my refrigerator, everything, as part of that move. I wasn't prepared that way. Overall, prepared for social distancing, I've been working on that for a couple of years. So I feel really grateful and fortunate from that standpoint. I also, really understand some of the things that people are going through right now with their businesses being shut down, with their businesses having to make a massive pivot or change in order to even survive this. And with the moms and dads, or moms or dads that are out of work and are home with their kids, and what are they doing for an extended period, a couple of weeks time, home with your kids, kind of sequestered, is a big deal. And it creates all kinds of challenges for each and every one of us. Now I'm hanging out with my amazing granddaughter, 4-year-old, and I'm all excited about it because I get to spend more hours a day with her. And she and I came up with our own brainstormed list of, I happen to have it in the same notebook that I've got my top 20 countdown to the live challenge workshop that's starting Monday. I've got our list in the same notebook. And my lesson learned from Barbie. I love this. The other day she was watching Barbie and I overheard it, and Barbie said we have to pace ourselves. Positive attitude changes everything. And I'm like, okay, so many of these shows and these things for kids, if we choose the right ones, there are positive messages and lessons learned. I mean, she's learned all about bullying and things like that and why people behave in weird ways. But here's our list that we started of some of the crazy fun things that we can do with what we've got already at home, right? So it's not going out and trying to find a bunch of stuff to create things. It's like we've been going around the house and looking for things and actually saving things. I know, but I'll admit it, we are saving the inside cord to toilet paper rolls, right? Because we know we can make craft projects and do things out of those. We're saving boxes like Kleenex boxes because we can make little instruments, and I can help her make banjos out of those. So and I'm doing it as I'm going about my day and normal routine, and she's doing it as well, as we're looking for things and projects and stuff that we can do every day that we have around the house, stuff that we already have on hand. Yesterday, we made a it wasn't cherry chip. We made a funfetti cake with hot pink frosting and pink crystally sugar. My sister had given us and brought us over a cake mix and a hot pink frosting mix. So we decided she wanted to make cupcakes, and I had to disappoint her because I don't have any cupcake liners on hand. So instead of spraying the muffin pan and having to wash that forever, because I don't like making more work for myself with respect to housework, we made a medium size and then a little smaller like tower cake out of it, and it turned out really, really cute. So every day we're looking for things like that we can do together, in addition to the stuff that we already do. Now I have noticed already that we need to be a little more structured in our time together, and we have to have more of a routine. One of the things that we need to do, all of us, in times of challenge and change, is stick to the positive habits and the routines that we know work for us. For example, I still do my morning routine. I still am taking my same vitamins. I'm still drinking my water. I'm still doing the same healthy things that I do normally. The only thing that I need to get better at, and we were talking about it, we actually did it yesterday, was that we need to physically be a little more active. We're in a smaller place right now than I'm used to being in, and I don't know what I was thinking, given that we live in Wisconsin, but I got rid of my treadmill and my exercise bike. Biggest mistake ever, because I live on a big hill, So to go for walks anywhere, I'd have to go down a hill and then back up this huge hill. And the problem with that is it's icy and slippery and terrible out in Wisconsin in the winter. And so with the crazy weather we're having, and we always have here, unless it's summertime, it's hard for me to get out and go for walks. But we did get out and we went to the park yesterday, and we'll do it again. If it stops raining today, we'll do it again. But we're looking for more physical activity things that we can do. So yesterday we just started to do yoga and stretching, and she teaches me her different version of 4-year-old yoga, which is hilarious because my daughter's been trying to get me to do yoga for several years. I think I've talked about that. And I'm not very coordinated and I have terrible balance, which I should probably practice yoga to improve my balance, right? So maybe we'll do yoga every day, but we're going to do something physical and structured for at least half an hour every day. And maybe we'll break it into 3 10-minute chunks, but we're going to do more on purpose physical stuff than just crafts and projects and Barbies and puzzles and schoolwork and drawing and playing and things like that. So I don't even know why I ended up talking about that, but things to keep busy, to continue our skills and sharpen our saw and learn. I mean, it's a perfect time to read books or listen to books or do online programs or just go online and Google something that you're curious or interested about and learn about it. Never in the history, not in my 60 years, have we been able to have knowledge at our fingertips. My daughter and I, we were cooking dinner last night. She's like, you know, Mom, you kind of almost don't even need books anymore. She goes, now she's a reader. She and I love books and love reading. Now I'm challenged, you know, I'm legally blind, so I don't read really anymore. It's really hard for me to read. It's kind of funny that I take notes because I can't read them, but I do like to write things down still. It actually helps me to remember things if I write them down, whether I can read them or not. It helps me to solidify that knowledge within me and helps me to remember it. So we have to do what we can do, right? And we want to continue to do the things that serve us and support us, right? So if you're used to having a morning routine, if you get up at the same time every day, if you usually do the same thing every day, do something similar or replace not going to work. If you're working from home, you know, you're just working from home and you figure that out. I will tell you that is a transition. It took me some time to transition that. I really missed going into the office and going to the shop every day. I missed that because it was structured and routine. I had my 15-minute drive there, 15-minute drive back, and that was my planning and project and thinking and strategizing time. And so I missed some of those things. So I had to find ways when I was at home to recreate that 15 minutes of strategic planning and thinking time, which was really easy, right? We try to make things hard on ourselves that don't have to be. But we want to recreate and maintain the habits that serve us, and we don't want to fall into habits that don't serve us. Because guess what? This too shall pass. This is a temporary change, and we don't want to get a bunch of bad habits where we're sitting in front of Netflix for 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours a day, and then all of a sudden we have to go back to work, or all of a sudden we have to find a job. I guess if I had lost my job right now, I'd be working on my resume, I'd be working on the skills for the next job I want, and I'd be applying for jobs, and I'd be knowing that this too shall pass. And instead of stopping and not doing anything for a couple of weeks or just hanging out with the kids for a couple of weeks while they're studying or doing whatever, or doing their projects, you can be working on your resume or on your skills or on something that you're curious about or interested about, or starting an online business. I mean, you can start an online business in 2 weeks. You know, if you want to know how, hit me up in the comments below. It's super easy, depending on what you want to do and what kind of business you want to start out. You can be an affiliate for somebody that's selling an awesome product right now. You can, you know, it takes maybe 5 minutes to sign up for somebody's affiliate program and to start sharing it with people that you know could benefit from it. So we can build up all kinds of things that we can't do in our mind, or we can focus on what we can do. I'm with the camp of let's focus on what we can do. Now, again, I feel kind of fortunate because I was already leading up to a live challenge that's starting on Monday, and a 10-day program that I was already doing. I was already leading up to it and getting ready for that. So I'm just doing business as usual. So I feel really blessed and really fortunate and really lucky about that. That I was planning on doing it anyway. It's an online thing. It's you know, something anybody can do by hopping on the internet. So I don't have to go out. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go out and you know, be with people. Now, if it was a physical event, it would have been canceled. And so I feel grateful that I set it up that way in the first place. So what am I working on? Today was day 3 of the countdown to the live challenge workshop, which starts Monday, and it was all about doing the next thing. What is the next thing that I can do and that I need to do and I want to do that I will do? Maybe I don't want to do it because I'm scared to, but what is the next thing that I'm going to do to move me toward my goal? So it's the importance of not talking ourselves out of moving toward our goals and objectives or getting what we want in life because we pile on all the reasons we can't do it or why it's going to be too hard. It was just about just not beating ourselves up with that and brainwashing ourselves emotionally and physically, but by just saying, okay, what's the next thing I'm going to do? What is the next thing that I can do right now to move me toward that thing, or that I think will move me toward it? Because guess what? Every next thing we do, some of them are going to be mistakes or missteps. They're not going to actually move the needle toward what we want. They might move us backwards a little. So our objective, of course, is with each next thing to little by little get us moving toward our goal. But they're not going to all work. So guess what? We're just looking for the result. If the next thing doesn't work and it moves us away, then we're just going to try something else, right? But we're only going to focus on what is the next one thing that I need to do or can do to move me toward this, not, the 1,000 steps it's going to take me to create the business I want, the 100 people I'm going to have to ask or go out on dates with in order to find the love of my life, whatever the thing is that you want. So today was all about the next thing. Supersize Your Business was about being on the ball. On the ball meaning you're skillful, knowledgeable, good at what it is that you do and how you can help and serve other people. Really good one, very appropriate for the time we're going through right now. All of us, no matter what our situation is, if we're still working, we want to be doing this. We want to be sharpening our saw and always improving our skills, always be improving and getting better. And now if we're not working, we have the time. We have the time available, which is our most valuable and scarcest resource, to actually do some of that knowledge searching or learning. I think people don't want to study, but we can read, we can go online, we can research, we can look into things that we're curious about. We can sharpen our saw in the time that we have. And it's just like anything else. We are looking at a time where people will have time, and again, it's how we prioritize and how we choose to use that time that is going to determine how quickly we personally, each and every one of us, recover from this. And some people are hunkering down and scared and not doing anything, and they're not using this time, which is a really incredible gift, to improve their relationships with their children and their families and those that they're socially still interacting with and are with. And others are taking full advantage of it. I mean, oh my gosh, how priceless would it have been had I been able to spend a couple of weeks with my kids. Now, I'm lucky because I'm getting to do that with my granddaughter, and I love every minute of it, even when she's kind of grumpy and owly, which she was yesterday. It is what it is. And I know that it's because she's being impacted by all the things that are going on around in the world and all of the changes, as we all are. So that's it. That's all. Of course, I'm working on the live challenge workshop. I got sidetracked listening to Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins yesterday. Some of my own personal sharpening the saw and people that I like to listen to. Thus my nice notes on a paper towel. So even I am making sure that I continually find time to become more knowledgeable and get more skills. And there, Tony Robbins, geez, I've been following him for 40 some years. So he and I are actually the same age, which is really fun, which is, wish I had listened to his lessons at a much younger age and actually applied all of them for all the years that I've been listening and learning from him. Some I did, some I haven't, and that's why I was listening to him yesterday, is there's certain things that I, like everybody else, need to improve on and change my thinking about in order to get the results that I want in the various areas and aspects of my life. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got today. Go out, make it an awesome day. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and focus on what you can do and do it, right? Do the next thing. All right, catch you tomorrow.